started doing this lesson, I knew that I wanted them to know what the space race was, as well as part of the Cold War. So when we introduce an article, sometimes they just get dumped into an article, and in this case I wanted to make sure that they could try the data mining. And so when we do data mining, we're looking at the words that are part of the text and determining what's important and what's not based on the number of keywords that there are. So you're breaking down data and problems into smaller parts, okay, which is decomposition, which that's what our decomposition chamber, that's also the same concept. You're breaking things down into parts. Pattern recognition is observing patterns and trends in data. So it's recognizing what someone's doing regularly. Algorithm determines what steps are next to solve the problem, and abstraction removes the details and extracts relevant information. So we're pulling out things that are important, right? So in this one, we're doing text data mining. All right, you're going to see repetition of single words. You're going to determine what you think is going to be important about those single words. You are abstracting, you're pulling out the single words that you think are important. Then we're going to go into the double word combination and then triple word combination. And what we're looking for is whether or not you can determine the main idea of the text before you even touch the text.
Intelligent exploration. Soviets, I saw that.
So why do you think Soviets might be important in this?
Maybe Soviets went up to space.
Oh, you think the Soviets went up to space? I don't know. Cool. One of the ways that I use to ensure that all students are part of the lesson is that I don't do groups of more than 3 very often. Also, another thing that I do is that the person holding the pencil is not doing the talking. So if I find that a student is taking something over, I'll say, oh, you've got the pencil now, and so that person is not allowed to speak. They have to only write down what the other people are talking about.
And wasn't it somewhere in the middle of the Cold War?
I don't know. I guess we're going to figure that out, won't we? It's not giving you the clues. You got to figure out the clues.
I saw a video of the Cold War.
I know you've been wanting to read about the Cold War, haven't you? Pretty wild, huh? Are you excited? But using data mining for struggling readers enables them to have this ability to front load their brains to know what they're looking for when they're going into the text. So it gives them something to hang their hats on. So they don't just feel like they're just struggling to word call. They actually know what they're looking for when they're going into the text. Did you really? Well, there's one other thing in there that I didn't know about that you're about to get to. Yeah, you're about to get to something that I did not. I knew about that. There's something else. Yes. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, Tim? Like, it makes me wonder what else they're hiding. I'm just saying. So hexagonal thinking is a thinking model. There are lots of thinking models out there. This is one of the ones that I absolutely love. You take little tiny pieces of paper that are hexagons, and the kids have to determine which words need to go on the hexagons. And any hexagon that touches another hexagon has to make sense together. So you would not put a hexagon about monkeys next to a hexagon about hippopotamuses unless you're talking about a zoo. So you have to have some sort of connection to them. So what word do you guys think is the most important that's going to go in the middle or at the bottom, or how are you going to do this?
Space race.
You're going to put the space race in the middle, or are you going to put it at the bottom? Have you decided yet?
We haven't decided.
Okay. And you think Cold War? Okay, so you guys need to come to a consensus. What's a consensus? An agreement, that's right. So if let's say that a hexagon's here and it touches 2 different things, both of those things have to flow from that hexagon. If 6 things touch, all 6 have to flow from that hexagon. So it really increases the kids' understanding of what they've read because they have to synthesize, and synthesize is where we want them to land.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It does. I agree with that. The other thing that I would say that I have noticed with this is that my student engagement is skyrocketed. Some of them are like, well, it's just, you're just pulling out keywords. Yeah, but by the time you're done, you feel like you're Sherlock Holmes and you are digging into that text and you are finding the mystery and you get to decide, oh my goodness, am I right? Is this really what we're going to read about? And so they're super excited to get the text by the time they get the text. I literally have a student who does not read unless I force him to read. And he said to me that it felt like a mystery. And that's what I'm looking for in my kids. I need that level of engagement.